If you're dreaming of playing great jazz solos, I have good news for you. It's not as difficult as you might think. In fact, if you practice in the way I will show you in this video, you will likely be able to play like this in a few weeks from now. And you don't need to learn 10 different scales or any fancy theory first. All I did in the clip I just showed you was improvise with chord tones. In this video I will show you exactly how you can do this too, step by step, using the first 8 bars of Fly Me to the Moon. I know, these are quite a few different chords already, right? But bear with me, you can do that. To start, we only use the root of each chord for our solo. So for B minor 7, we use B, for E minor 7, E, and so on. And it's a great idea to use a fixed rhythm to practice this first. As soon as you feel comfortable with that, you can start varying the rhythm. Next we add the third of each chord. So for B minor 7 we use B and D, for E minor 7 we use E and G, etc. Again, let's first use a fixed rhythm for that. Probably you can already guess what's next. We add the 5th to each chord and then later the 7th. By this point you're already well equipped to play a great jazz solo that clearly outlines the chords. I prepared a free PDF for you that contains the chord chart for Fly Me to the Moon and includes the 4 chord tones for each chord, and I will leave a link for that down in the comments. When you practice though, try to not rely on the PDF for too long. As soon as you can, try to memorize each chord tone. This will give you much more freedom when you're soloing. After these first steps, you're ready to solo. But if you want to take it one step further and invest a little more time, I have 2 more exercises for you that will help you get the most out of chord tone soloing. So far, we practice chord tones in a pretty limited range. It will make your solos much more interesting to expand on that and use chord tones over the full range of your instrument. For that, we practice the chord tones from the bottom of our instruments up to the top and back. So for me on tenor saxophone, this would mean that I practice B minor 7, the first chord, from low B up to high F sharp and back to low B. E minor 7, the second chord, I would practice from low E up to high E, then all the way down to low B and back to low E. And this we do with all the different chords of Fly Me to the Moon. But that's not all. I actually have one more step for you to really get deep into chord tones like the pros. Before we continue, if you like this video until here, I would be very grateful if you would leave me a like and maybe even a comment. This helps the algorithm understand that the video is valuable to you and it will spread the video to more viewers. Also, of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future future videos like this. But back to our chord tones. If you want to practice chord tones like the pros, you need to practice permutations. And bear with me, this is easier than it might sound. So let's have a look again at the first chord, B minor 7. B minor 7 consists of the tonic, the third, fifth and seventh. And we can practice these chord tones in different orders, also called permutations. Let's for example try the order 3, 5, 1, 7. For B minor 7 this would mean that we start with D, then play F sharp, then B and then A. For E minor 7 we would start with G, B, E and D. And in the same way we go through the rest of the changes. You can come up with any different order of the chord tones you would like. The only important thing is that the 4 different chord tones should be always all included. I know this is a very demanding exercise, but it will allow you to get really deep into chord tones. And probably you think to yourself now, this is really a lot of work just for one tune, but don't forget that you will find the same chords in tons of other jazz standards as well. So you only have to practice the chords that are in Fly Me to the Moon once, and then you can apply what you learned right away to other jazz standards as well. I often see it with my students that they are really surprised how easy it is to play over other tunes after they really learned one tune deeply. If you've watched this video until here and you're a little bit overwhelmed by all this information, maybe my ebook Jazz Improvisation for Beginners is the perfect starting point for you. There we start with one simple scale and learn how to improvise with it. So you could first do my ebook and then always at a later point come back to this video. I put the link for the ebook up here. Thanks for watching guys. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, and if you want to learn more about the best ways to start improvising, make sure to check out this video next where I talk about one big mistake that I made when I started out. See you next time.